episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, in our last episode, we played against Manchester City and we were defeated. Not really a huge surprise. I was just a little bit disappointed with Patrick Roberts continually being able to win balls in the air, despite being 5'0" and having no heading ability. But, you know, that's just life, isn't it? So, we had to get ourselves straight back on track. Now, the first thing that's happened, I didn't actually tell you guys about this a couple of episodes ago, but we got a little bit of a boost in our transfer money, and I decided to spend it on getting another centre-back in. Now, I'd already done this before I had all the trouble with the fullback, so don't think that I'm just wasting money on centre-backs when we could get... Yeah, that's not what I did. This was done like several months ago. I just forgot to mention it until I remembered that obviously he'd signed for us and then it came through in January. So, we'll show you him in a sec. In fact, we can show you him very quickly because here he is. This is Garincha. Yeah, that's right, Garincha. He's... Well, actually, I mean, upon arrival, he's probably not quite as good as my scouts initially said, but I still think he's got a decent amount of potential. He cost us... what was it? 4.6 million from Sao Paulo, and I don't know, we just needed a little bit more reinforcements in there, and that's what I was going for at the time. If I'd had hindsight, I probably would have gone for a fullback, but that's just one of those things. He did, however, make the ultimate impact for us when, in our first game of the month, we faced Sunderland. Sunderland are bottom of the league, struggling like mad, and frankly, yeah, this game was, well, started off well. Garincha actually took the penalty on 28 minutes. Now, Millington was having a terrible old time up front, so I decided to pull him off. He was on a 5.9 by the time it came to 60 minutes and he was substituted. I decided to bring on Marcio, because Ali Burrell wasn't quite fully fit yet. So I thought Marcio on up front, against a slightly weaker team, maybe there's a chance for him. Well, yeah, there was. Santos' ball across. Marcio, literally within about 5 minutes of coming off the bench, made it 2-0 to us there with his 8th goal of the season. For a third-choice striker, this lad really does get a lot of goals when he plays, and that's important for us. In other news, though, Millington has actually stepped it up since then. I had another word with him, and he finally seems to be finding goals for us a bit more consistently now, for the rest of the month at least. And we also, of course, look at this for football. Lots of one-touch play here, just nudging it around in all kinds of areas. Just really, really clever football. Lucarelli back across them, and eventually they tied them in knots, and Marcio was able to slot in his 9th of the season to round off a very, very comfortable 3-0 win, which is good because it's another clean sheet, does wonders for the goal difference, and all kinds of other lovely goodness. Now, in our next game of the month, we travelled to Spurs in our FA Cup tie away from home. Now, I wasn't entirely sure what sort of system to play against Spurs, so I went with the 2 up top, and I regret that now. That being said, we came very close to winning this game, even with the 2 up top situation. Like, Spurs deserved to win overall, and I was just a bit disappointed in the goals we conceded. But Van Oofs here knocks it across, and Norman Millington he smashes home his 13th of the season to at least put a decent spin on that. And we were doing well until the 81st minute when Divock Origi came on. I told him to mark him, I told him to fucking mark him. Did they? No. But it's not that what annoyed me. It is the goalkeeping on this goal was just utterly horrific. They say you should never get beaten at your near post, let alone from an angle that is absolutely this annoyed me so much. Because eventually it's a good ball out here and you think, okay, fair enough, but watch this for a finish. How is he able to score from that angle? How? Why is my goalkeeper letting him score from that angle? We can never score goals like that from that angle. As I always say, when we're in those situations, you're always going to miss. Then, of course, they got a penalty when they had a free kick. Ball was lumped in and then they just gave them a penalty, which they scored. I mean, they deserved to win the game, but I wish they'd just score normal goals, like Chelsea. Or not like Chelsea, not like Manchester City. But there you go. Credit to them, they were better than us on the night and deserved to get the win in the end, and they went through. So that means the board are pissed at me because we went out of the FA Cup in the 3rd round. But if we're going to get drawn against teams like Spurs in the 3rd round, what choice do we have here? We're away from home as well, and we have a lot of other matches to talk about. So that was a little bit disappointing. In our next game, though, we went to Norwich City, and I took a little risk here by playing 2 up top again. And this time, I think that we got the better of them, and it was the correct choice. Santos, yet again this month, has been an absolute... he's been a perv for an assist. He loves it. I think there's been very few games this month where he hasn't scored at least 8.5. He is just a monster. I think his rating on average this month is probably over 9. Like, seriously, Millington here does some wonderful work after it with a great tackle. Santos does well, and it's in the back of the net. Even when games when he's looking a bit out of it, he's still up for it. That was his 9th goal of the season. I think if he doesn't win Player of the Season in the Premier League this year, then there is something wrong with this game, basically. Because his average rating is 0.7 better than any other player in this entire league. And he's got more assists than anyone else. And like 3 or 4 more Man of the Match awards than anyone else. He's got 11 this season. He's already broken the record for most Man of the Match awards in a season, which Miles Story has held since the very first season of this save, like nearly 10 years ago. Miles Story got 9, and Santos already has 11, and we're only sort of halfway through the season, really. This was a wonderful ball, though, for Marcio, and, well, it was saved. And that was where I kind of thought that the game would died. Thankfully, it hadn't, and there was a lovely little bit of, great defending there from Garincha coming across and cutting it out, basically. Vega's long ball into the midfield. Lovely work again. Santos this time running infield. After scoring a goal, Marcio's ball through. Millington picks it up and just dispatches it nicely for another goal for himself. For his 14th of the season. So he's still maintaining his position as top goal scorer for us. And that is good. But I do need to see a little bit more prolific out of him. I want to see him score like hat-tricks and braces a bit more often. Like, we need someone to really step into that role. In January, we've had quite a big offers for players. Man United wanted Ola Aftref, Borja Gomez, and who was it? And Vanos as well. They put in offers, but they wanted me to sell Vanos to them for £4 million. That was their final offer. 4 million. Are you fucking joking? Like, seriously, 4 million quid. What is wrong with this game? His value is 8 million. He's got 3 years left on his contract. He's 20 years old. He has that potential. Why the hell would it think that they would... I don't understand that. His asking price is 14 million at the moment, which is what I've set it to, just to see if I can... But his minimum release cost is 42 million. So why the hell are they offering us 4 million quid? It's ridiculous. But not that I was going to sell him anyway, so they can go fuck themselves. So that was awesome. In our next game, we were against Chelsea, and it was at home in the league, and I genuinely think we were unlucky to draw this game. We created a lot more shots. We had 25 shots against Chelsea, 12 of which were actually... Now, they had more clear-cut chances than us, but look at that. Santos gave us the lead on 17 minutes with a wonderful free kick. And to be fair to Chelsea, they did have some chances, but their second goal annoyed the shit out of me. Then, of course, just before half-time, 10 minutes before half-time, there's a lot of mud around. Everyone's got dirty asses, it seems. Bonazzoli's ball through. And I don't know what my defenders were doing there. He just stopped and let Bekar through. He was one I was looking at, but Lille wanted 42 million for him, and Chelsea, of course, have paid the 42 million. I looked at him in the summer as our third-choice striker, potentially, except he wouldn't have been third choice, he'd have been coupled with it. But then, we did our best, and we got ourselves back on top in this game, which was wonderful work here. Gomez's strike's blocked, comes to Vanos, and sticks it in the back of the net for 2-1 to Pompey just before half-time. But Chelsea's second goal annoyed the crap out of me. For so many reasons. Firstly, our defenders decided not to tackle him. Decided not to tackle Bekar, but it's the goalkeeping and the fact that yet again they were able to score from a stupid angle, yet we can't do that. But it was the goalkeeping mainly. So eventually Bekar's going to get the ball out on the left-hand side. This is not particularly... It's not on this play. It's on the next play. Great tackle there from Robert Gray, doing his best. And I thought we were about to break here, because as this goes through to Norman Millington, what is he doing? Why is he not just shooting? All he has to do is take a touch to go around the goalkeeper, and he's got a goal, basically. So here's Bekar, picks the ball up here, drops it off, and eventually he's going to get it back from Staphylidis. Now watch this. There's 2 players around, just goes past one who doesn't do anything, past the next one, and then this strike. I mean, what in the hell? Goalkeeper. Seriously. We should have beaten Chelsea in this game. Admittedly, they did have more clear-cut chances in this one, but I just got to feel like we should have done better. But at least we stopped them from winning, and they'd won like 9 in a row before that game, so at least we managed to curb that. Cardiff City are having a quality season, and coming into this game against us, they were they were 6th in the league. Well, we soon put an end to that one. Norman Millington finally sort of stepped up and showed us a little bit of that brilliant ability we saw from him last season early on. 1 minute into the game, ball in from Marcelo, 1-0 Portsmouth. And that was a big result. That was a big goal, because Cardiff have had a decent year this year, really are flying up the league. But we put them back in their place here with a really, really solid win against them. Some good goals in this game too. Santos actually missed an open goal when we were 2-0 up, and I thought, uh-oh, because it put his rating down to like 6.2, and I thought to myself, is this finally going to be the first game probably that he's played this season that he's not been absolutely glorious in? You won't see him miss the goal, of course. Now, this is a great piece of counter-attacking from us. Comes into Athlet here, just knocks it through a Millington here. This is the sort of play that we saw from him from last year, just running at people, creating a chance and scoring. That's like, what's his That's like Robson at Manchester City type behaviour. Genuinely brilliant play, and that's the sort of thing we need to see more of. Now, Santos had missed his open goal at this point, and I was a little bit worried that he was going to have a poor game, but Santos just never lets you down. He's one of the most reliable players that we've ever had, seriously. Eventually the ball is going to get knocked out wide. Peralta... Oh, wait, sorry. Eventually, basically, Santos did a great tackle there, really showing some work rate as well. He was on a booking. He got booked right after his giant miss, basically. I'm guessing some frustration was taken out. Yanko there with some decent work as well out on this right-hand side. Knocks it inside to Lucarelli, who you can see is getting a lot of games. What a ball that is for Santos. Santos does what he does best. Dinks the ball in, and there is Ola after that. In there to make it 3-0. Santos gets himself an assist, and suddenly his rating is back up to a 7.5. And you're thinking, even that most players that would be considered to be decent. And that's like as good as anyone else. Milton Peralta's on sort of 7.4 on average. But then, oh no, we have more to come. Lucarelli's ball in. Eventually it's headed away badly. Peralta knocks it down, Santos strikes a shot, and it's in the back of the net, and he ends up with an 8.9 or something from this game, which is incredible. Maybe not quite as high as that, actually, I don't know. Santos. Oh, no, it was an 8.9. He oozes class and consistency, and Magico is just a quality player. In our next game, we went to Spurs in the league, and this one for me was crucial. There was a turning point in this game, really, in the sense that we did what we generally do very well, and that is burst out the traps of them. And as you can see, they would have been a bit of a travesty had we not won this one. You consider how many good chances we can create. There was 8 clear cuts for us in this game. We started this one very, very well. But remember, we beat Spurs 5-1 earlier in the season, and compared to what we did last year, where we were quite poor against them, it was nice to do the double over them, and we've really pushed ourselves clear. This is a big result in our season because it's a good win away at one of the sides that are sort of just in that little pack of teams below us in the league, and it's crucial that we get results against those teams from time to time, considering how badly we've done against the likes of City, Man United, Chelsea, although the draw against Chelsea was decent, I guess. But Van Os in this one, great persistence, gets the shot, comes off the crossbar, follows it in, and it's 1-0 to us on 10 minutes. Good stuff, lovely start. 5th goal of the season for him. He's been genuinely brilliant, and he's getting better already. By the end of the season, I'm starting to think this lad could be getting international call-ups, genuinely. Ball out here, Vanos with this lovely ball back to Santos, whipped in, Lopez Sousa turns around, and of course Santos has got himself his assist for the day, and Lopez Sousa makes it 2-0 to us. And you're thinking, great, we're comfortable, we're dominating the game at this point. Spurs then did really start to throw everything at us, and Carlos Fierro, as I've always said, is just impossible to play against. He's one of those players in this game that we just cannot defend against. Watch him, gets the ball here, goes past my defender, runs inside, and just scores. Just, yeah, brilliant. Great strike. Long range effort. Well, not long range, but just one of those goals that you're just like, wow, he's always going to score that. And then I was a little bit more disappointed about the second goal they scored, because we were 2-0 up in the first half, and then to suddenly throw that all away was disappointing. You know, usually when we get 2-goal leads, we don't normally give it away like that, but considering how many chances we had to clear this. But what most disappointed me about this play is why the hell, when this cross is put in, there is absolutely no one in the centre of our area. Watch this. Where the hell are my defenders, and why did they let those two, who are both said to be fully marked, just run in behind them like that? It looked a little offside to me, if I'm honest, but it wasn't given, and there you go. But in the second half, we showed great character here. Ball over the top for Ali Barreau, who does wonderful to control this, knocks it back across, and Vanos gets himself in there for his second goal of the game to make it 3-2 to Pompey, and that is a huge win away from home. A massive 3 points against a rival, really. I mean, Spurs aren't that close to us in the league, and they certainly aren't anymore, but as you can see, Santos got himself an 8 for this game as well. He's just been phenomenal. I don't think we've played anymore, and that brings us to today. So let's take a little look at the league. We're 4th in the league at the moment. We've got 43 points. Arsenal are the nearest rivals to us. They've got a game in hand on us, though. And that's who we're playing today, but this is not relevant because that's in the Cup. We're still quite close to Chelsea, but they do have a game in hand. I think our best bet is 4th place this year, but look at that. 43 points from 22 matches. That's very nearly 2 points a game. 2 points a game is comfortably enough to see you qualify for the Champions League, and it should be able to get you sort of 3rd or 2nd, really, if you're on for that kind of thing. Our goal difference is only one worse than City's. We've only conceded 23 goals in 22 games. 59 goals scored this year. I think we're on for our best ever scoring season, and that's great. And when you look, Santos has got 12 assists. He's top there. He's got most man of the match awards with 8. And look, 8.34 average rating in the league. The nearest player has actually got like nearly 0.8 worse than him. Marshall and Robson are dominating the league in terms. I think Marshall's a real player. Yeah, he is. And he's 28 and smashing them in for City. So let's take a little look at the squad now. Top goal scorer is, of course, Norman Millington with 16, but Santos is in there with 11 behind. closely followed by Ali Burrell and Marcio with 9 each, and that's not bad. 9 in 5 starts for Marcio is impressive. Assists, Santos, of course, has 17 assists. I wonder if he's thinking about breaking Jed Wallace's assists record for us, because I wouldn't be all that surprised if he did. Man of the match, of course, he's got 11 of them, which is insane again. Yellow cards, Evangelist has 8. Red cards, the 2 for Marcelo have not been wonderful, and the 1 for Robert Gray. Average rating, of course, Santos is right up there. Key aerial challenges, Dylan Verstraeten has won most. Key passes, Santos with 148. Vanos, again, starting to find himself a bit more. Key tackles, Verstraeten with 23. Interceptions, Robert Gray is miles away now with 321. And goals, mistakes leading to goals, Evangelist and Robert Gray have 2 each, which is fairly bloody decent. So let's jump into today's game. Oh, yes. Right, Arsenal playing that system, and I know exactly what system I want to play, and it is this one. That's one thing I know, is that this system works against that system, because every time we've played it, we've done well. And if we don't today, then it's just going to be one of those things, I guess. I'm fairly confident about this one. Millington, Vanos, Santos, Lucarelli, who is coming along leaps and bounds this season. He's not quite there yet, but he's really pushing hard, and he's improving every day. And he's actually my God, he can actually play Raumdeuter. That's a surprise. Janko, Gray, Verstraeten, Dimitridis, Ivancic, and Lucas Vega in goal. We have actually sold Augustin Martinez as well. I didn't feel like there was any point in keeping him, because we've got Vega, and I don't think he's ever going to play. I'm going to bring in another goalkeeper in the summer, another youngster, like really youngster, on the cheap, basically, just to try and give him some potential, give him some competition. Monty George is still... I can't believe that this lad, he's 27 years old and somehow is in our under-18s. He doesn't even have a contract with us. It's very weird. I don't know why he's even here, but there you go. I know that sometimes the game will generate players to put if you don't have enough goalkeepers, but this is not a generated player. He's a real person. He's been with us the entire time. I don't think he's ever had a contract with Portsmouth. So yeah, it's weird. So let's get into this. Against Arsenal, it's a 2-legged affair, so away goals are important, but they don't count until after Ember. So it could be all down to luck, really. I mean, my main plan here is, since we're away from home, is to try and come here and put a good performance in, see if we can get ourselves a draw out of the game, because Arsenal are having a good year this year. There's no mistakes about that. They've slipped a little bit, but they're still doing well. So I think if we can get a draw from Arsenal here, then we can really take them on at Fratton Park, and I think there's a good chance that we could get ourselves into the Capital One Cup final this year. I know the board don't care, but it's not like I've been taking it all that seriously. Up until this game, I've been playing youth players in every single game. We beat Man United with our youth team out. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. We sort of sleepwalked into the semi-finals of this Capital One Cup here. Lucarelli, ball across, Millington, 1-0 to Portsmouth. Wow. 1 minute in and we already have the lead in this tie. 17th goal of the season for Norman Millington. That's better. And we've just scored with our first shot on target of the game. Would you believe it? Horrible weather here at the Emirates. Lovely ball from Lucarelli, though. Just drops that across lovely, and Millington loves those sort of chances. And Lucarelli proving yet again that he can get some assists. I'm really hoping that he can sort of turn into a sort of Santos-esque player out that right-hand side, because if we had one on either wing, I think we'd be pretty much unstoppable. When you look at the way Santos plays. Vanos now, round the corner for Peralta. Santos is in huge space. Millington's through again! He's offside. He's got to be offside. Yeah. The linesman moved that time, and he just kept on moving. I thought he was offside. And God, imagine if we'd gone 2-0 up here in the first leg. Peralta, and there's no excuse to be offside there, Norm. But hey, I guess the one bonus about that is at least he put the ball in the back of the net, proving that hopefully later in the game, if another chance falls his way, he should be able to put it away as well. I'm really confident about this 2 legs against Arsenal. I think we've got enough to beat them, frankly. But if we won the first leg, can you imagine? Vanos now, out to Janko. All this early pressure has come from us. All the early chances in this game have come from Pompey, and that's what we like to see, but I need to see more goals. It's ball... Oh, Millington's in. This time he's not offside. It is 2-0 to Portsmouth. Arsenal 0, Portsmouth 2. Norman Millington has both of them, and that is more like it. He is a big game player, and today he's proven that so far. Terrible defending from Arsenal. I don't know what they're playing at, but it doesn't matter because Millington's got in there and it's now 2-0 to Portsmouth. That is a huge, huge result for us. Imagine if we got ourselves into a situation where we could rest players for the second leg. Lucarelli's going to win this, you know. Oh, what the hell was that, Luca? Not Luca, Luigi. That was terrible. Well, unless he can win the header here. No, he doesn't, but it's going to fall to Janko. And if Janko had spotted that run, Millington had made a really quality run. Ivancic there was superb. Millington's through on goal again here. Millington, this time saved. Oh, it's offside. God, if he was onside there, Vanos has just made it 3-0. But again, positives. That's 2 goals we've had disallowed for offside, and they're all legitimately disallowed, of course, but we're showing a lot of attacking intent in this first half here, and this system just seems to work against them. Arsenal have done nothing in this game so far, but now that I've said that, they're almost certainly going to break and score, because that's what happens. But I'm hoping that, Ivancic can just do what he does best and just sweep up, but I don't know. There's a lot of players, and Del Yanko, what a tackle from him. Lucarelli, just get it forward. That's it. Van Oos is in space. Can he look round? He has to look round here. He has. Millington's onside now. Can he settle himself up? He can. He doesn't. Oh, what a chance that was. That should have been the hat-trick, really. That was his big moment. Hat-trick in a League Cup semi-final there would have been something else. Dimitridis, that's a really poor touch from him, but Gray with the interception there. And Van Oos is onside, but it doesn't make any difference. What a start from Portsmouth in this game, though. You can't fault us for this first half. And if we go in at half-time any less than 2-0 up, I'll be devastated, because this has been a truly glorious first-half performance. And we cannot afford to let them back into it before half-time, because that would just be the end. Bruce, great block. Don't... Anyone going to close him down? There's a good chance for Arsenal there, but well blocked by our defenders. And it's nice to not see it just fly through the crowd and go straight into the back of the net for once. Peralta's done well. Millington, he's in again here. Millington's won the ball here. Millington, oh my God, Norm. As good as he's been, he's also missed a couple of absolute sitters for us today, with real chances. So there you go. I mean, how we're not winning by more, I don't know. I think we should maybe even be more up, but I'll take it. 2-0 is good right now. We're dominating the game. Arsenal don't seem to have an answer for us, so I'm just going to quickly check our opposition instructions. He does have some changes. They've already made 2 changes, and they've changed their formation. They've gone 3 up top here, which I think means there's going to be all kinds of spaces opening up in the second half. So I'm going to pass into space, because they're going to leave gaps. They're going to leave shitloads of gaps, and I'm hoping we can exploit them. But I'll be devastated if we don't win this game now. You know, as much as we don't even need to win it, because we've got the second leg. Oh no, please don't be something stupid. Please don't get sent off. It just said he's calling him over. There was no indication that it was... Alright, good. Thank God for that. We've been so much better than Arsenal in this game, and if we don't win, I'll be genuinely annoyed. Florenzi, and it's well cleared. That's terrible. It was a terrible free kick from Arsenal. Peralta, don't dwell on it. Ball over the top, and Van Oos has made the run here. In he comes, he's going to shoot, and it's a good save from Szczesny. I mean, he's never going to score from there, really. Actually, that being said, I've seen City and United do, but my point is he's never going to score from there. Van Oos. It's gone for see what I mean about his long shots? He is not afraid to take pot shots from distance. Santos has been a little bit poor today, actually. 6.9 only. I need to see a little bit more out of him for the last half an hour, and that's usually when he steps up for us. Florenzi and Ivancic against Dobson, the grudge match of players I nearly signed. I went for Ivancic and I was standing by that. Van Oos, he can pick a ball. Maybe could have gone down the middle there. Lucarelli maybe just needs to pick a cross out here, and that's a really poor one from him, unfortunately. Millington can't do anything with that. But I tell you what, a 2-0 win, if we can win this 2-0 in the first leg, I'd be very, very pleased with that. And a great tackle from Dylan Verstraeten. I'd say 2-0 win in the first leg is almost insurmountable. In fact, if anything, if we won this 3-0, I'd probably rest players for the second leg. I would, but my point is I shouldn't be thinking about that right now, because we are, of course, still well involved in this game, and he's going to play that through. And what is Dimitridis doing? Shaqiri, and it's a really poor effort from him. Arsenal have not been at the races today. Right, Aaron Ramsey's on. Let's just quickly see if my assistant has anything to say about him. Nope, okay. Let's see. I think that's Arsenal's last roll of the dice now, so if they pick up an injury or something, they could be in real trouble. They've made all their changes. They're obviously going to come at us, but the great thing about this system is it is quite defensive-minded. Wonderful block again. There's a good chance from Arsenal there. Grafland, he's a dangerous, dangerous player, and again it's blocked. Guys, we need to be a little bit more... Are we closing down more? We are, actually. Okay, so we'll just leave that, because we can't afford to let them have those sort of spaces. Oh, well done. Again, good save. And that time, they are starting to come at us a little bit now, but I feel we're still value for the result at this current time. I might, when we make our first changes, have a... Oh, Santos has done well there. He's brought that down, and he's going to run like mad. Arsenal need to be retreating right now. Not Wilson. Watson's done well. Now, I'm thinking... First, let's just check, see if there's any more changes. Nope. Okay. Overview. What can we bring on? How can we influence this game? Who's knackered? Santos is knackered, but he's crucial to this team. I'm actually thinking Ali Burrell. I know that's a strange one with the way Millington's played, but part of me thinks that we need a little bit of extra pace on, and I think he could give us that. That's my theory on it anyway for the moment. I'm just thinking Burrell has put in a lot of good performances from us when he's been called upon. Arsenal are down to 10 men at the moment, it would seem. They've got a corner, but they're down to 10 men and nobody's moving. That was really strange. Don't know what happened there. Yanko here. Ball thrown into nobody, but someone, as long as you mop this up, Ivancic doing his job perfectly. Dinks that in. It's cleared away again, but now we've got a little bit of a problem because Arsenal do have men coming forward. But at least we've got a few players back, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem to wrap it. Now they've got the ball inside. Get to the... No, close it down. Oh, and a good save again. Shaqiri, really poor effort from him, really. I would have liked to have scored a third goal in that first half, and we were playing really, really well, just to make sure that we sort of wrap it up a little bit at that point, because at 2-0, they get one back, and it's all to play for, you know. Right, I'm going to bring off Robert Gray, because he is looking knackered, and we do need... I'm actually going to bring on... I'm making a double substitution. I'm going to bring on After here, again, to conserve energy, and they're still not bad players to bring on. You know, Lopez Souza and Ola After are not exactly your weak link players, are they? Let me just see if there's any more changes that my assistant wants to make. Okay. Arsenal must have made a slight tactical change. I think after around about 82, 83 minutes, I'm going to go defensive and then waste time for the last few minutes, just to make sure that we can get out with a 2-0. 2-1's a little bit more on the fence, but, oh, Christ. Okay, so after this event, in fact, well, I'm going to set it up now because it will take place afterwards. So we're just going to go like that. So basically, no matter what happens here, I want to go defensive to try and... Oh, come on, don't let him get behind you. Please don't bring him down. Please don't bring him down. Good save again by Vega. And I think 2-0... Actually, I mean, 2-1 would probably be more fair. Arsenal have really hit at us in the second half. But we've done well defensively. Another clean sheet would be a great result here. Away from home. Lovely stuff. Oof. 2-0 win would be perfect. 2-1 still up for grabs, and I think we've done it, guys. I think we're going to win 2-0 at the Emirates and go into the second leg of this League Cup semi-final with our heads held high and surely with a big chance of reaching the final. There you go. Arsenal 0, Portsmouth 2. That is a great result. Santos, not perfect. Still got a 7, though. Norman Millington, man of the match for me. No doubt about that. An 8.8. And that's more like what we need to see from him. So, better. And he's already up there for the top scorers in this cup now, just because nobody really seems to be that prolific in it, it would seem. So, let's see what we're going to be doing in the next episode. That's decent. So in the next episode, we've got quite a few games, in fact. Well, you know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing the first leg against Basel, which has got Man United games sandwiched in between them. But I'm thinking first leg against Basel is sort of ideal to go for it, because why the hell not? So, if you guys have liked what you've seen, God, we've got Arsenal 2 more times in between then. That's going to be tough. But if we can beat them away in the Cup, we can beat them away in the league. So guys, if you like what you've seen, please drop a like on the video. And if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I'll see you guys in the next episode for the game against FC Basel. Really looking forward to that one. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.